Today's episode of the Cantina is brought to you by Grow Generation. Whether you're at the Death Star or the Senate, they have everything you need to grow right where you are. More from them later in the episode.
Welcome to a galaxy far, far away. Here at the Cantina Podcast, we provide top shelf service, including rumors, leaks, news, and reviews. Come in, order a Loman Ale, and remember, no droids allowed. Oh my God, guys, I am so sorry. Look at that. I messed everything up. I started going right into the ad. The intro said we would hear more from GrowGen, and then all of a sudden we went into more GrowGen. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cantina here on the GenreVerse podcast network, talking Star Wars, everything in Star Wars. The GenreVerse podcast network can be found wherever you get your podcast from: Google, Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, all of that good stuff, and of course YouTube, GenreVerse on YouTube. So check that out. Subscribe, follow, share. Check out our website, lrmonline.com, every day. All your entertainment news, needs, opinions, interviews, podcasts, all of that right there for you guys. This is the Cantina doing Star Wars. I'm Kyle Malone at that Kyle Malone, joined as usual by Cam Clark at LRM_Cam. Dude, how you doing?
Not bad. Very good. Yourself?
You know, hanging in there. Fun little mishap with OBS, but we're recovered, man. We're doing good. You know, been an interesting week in Star Wars. Not as eventful as last week.
No.
Eventfully enough though. We actually got a few fun little stories to talk about. First one, and look, guys, last week we kind of delved into a lot of spoilers. We actually saved you guys from quite a bit of spoilers, but we still talked some. These today, at least this first story, is a lot less. This is a character that is rumored to be appearing. It's not going to make or break the internet. Most people have already heard about, but just fair warning. Small character spoiler for Obi-Wan Kenobi. Cam, why don't you tell us a little bit about a classic bounty hunter that might pop up here?
So this was a story from Star Wars Newsnet, SWNN, as kind of tend to just refer to them, and they've said they've got information from one of their sources, a reliable source, that one of the classic bounty hunters, now by classic bounty hunters what I mean is the guys who did Empire Strikes Back, that kind of rogues gallery of bounty hunters, that one of them would be showing up in Obi-Wan Kenobi. And it's one we've not heard rumoured for anything else so far, because it's Forlom. If you've probably got the image.
I've got the picture up
anyway.
For us.
I don't think actually Forlom's visible in that picture. No. Quite. Or is that him on the very right hand side? Actually,
no. I think that's him on the right hand side.
Yeah, I think
fly eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a strange kind of angle we're not kind of used to seeing. But Forlom is a former protocol droid who kind of overrode his programming and kind of realised they could kill and decided to use that to become a bounty hunter. Now, that's going by the old canon in terms of Forlom. So
that was in Tales of the Bounty Hunter, wasn't it? Yeah.
I mean, one of the things I'd said in my piece covering this is, for example, my mind as an old EU fan just immediately goes to, well, if we're getting Forlom, are we getting Zuckuss? Because those guys are a team. But they really were.
He's always the one I can't remember.
In those EU books, there was no hint that they were a team, in the film. And those old EU books are gone now. They're not canon anymore. The Book of Boba Fett tells you that right away, because those events didn't happen that way in the old EU. So, not any of the sequels, but you get the idea. So I suppose it's hard for us to say exactly what Forlorn is, other than where he's appeared in sort of comics, which do appear to still be canon, the kind of comics they're still producing at the moment, and he's appeared in a few of them as well, although nothing from as early as Obi-Wan Kenobi will be set within the timeline. So I guess canonically, this, if Forlorn is in it, it'll kind of be his first appearance. What that entails, whether Forlorn is set on his way in some sort of sense as part of what happens in Obi-Wan Kenobi, or just some kind of enemy that he comes across, or whatever you want to choose. I mean, we have absolutely no idea, and there's no hint of that here in the piece from SWNN either, really.
A lot of these characters that have shown up in Mando, that some of the ones rumored to be, or we know for a fact are in Kenobi, a lot of it is just small little bit parts, Easter egg type stuff. Some of it, we think it goes one way, and then it goes another, like the IG-11 versus IG-88 stuff with Mandalorian.
Yeah.
But I will say this. Kenobi's feeling full. You know what I'm saying? And you and I also know some things that might not be out there. I don't know, man. It feels a little full. This character, and like you said, Zuckuss showing up with, isn't completely out of the realm of possibilities if you take into account past things. But
they might not do.
They might not do. But this character alone might just be an Easter egg type, pop up. Well, a moment or two.
Was it they said in it? Hold on. We don't know many specifics about his involvement, but we were assured he will have a bigger role than the mere seconds he spent in screen.
Right, and that's what I mean.
But that's not hard.
A moment or two, that doesn't mean necessarily. Yeah. I'm not saying like non-speaking. I'm saying like
he's not, going to be a main
integral
and go on a mission. Yeah, Obi-Wan and B's droid buddy.
He's the guy. He's the one that has that middle part of in an episode's arc. He's in there for like three minutes. That type of short stint. But when you start thinking of everything from the stuff that is known, like Inquisitors and Leia, to Uncle Owen, things that aren't as well known, I don't know, man. It could be a giant Easter egg hunt. I'm always worried.
I know what you mean, because that always scares me. It's the oh look, that modern sort of Hollywood, if you like, has become let's all reminisce and nostalgia, member berries, and all that sort of stuff. And there is absolutely a danger to that. But I think Disney has so far in this realm of Nostalgiaville kind of treaded the line quite carefully, both with Star Wars and also in the most recent sort of Marvel movie, No Way Home, which had the risk of becoming too much like that in it.
And it really came close.
It comes close. It does come close, but they never quite got over the line. No. And the movie works as a result.
And this could work.
Yeah, and it's kind of worked so far in terms of Boba Fett showing... Boba Fett? Bobby? That's like Scottish for somebody called Bobby. Which is short for Robert. All right, Bobby?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go off that. But
that was very, 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 very UK, very Scottish of
guy,
you.
Boba Fett, showing up in Mando, and Bo-Katan, Ahsoka, which these little Easter eggs, but they do lead somewhere. It's not just look at that for no reason. And Forlorn might not be that important. No. It may be just a little Easter egg, but of all the potential bounty hunters they can bring back, he's a kind of obscure one. There'll be a lot of people who watch the original films and may go, I recognise that, but don't even know who Forlorn is. If they didn't read any of the companion stuff or anything like that, if they didn't have a figure that said his name on it when they were a kid,
or the essential guide to characters. I had all those books. You remember the EU essential guide to weapons, to ships, to planet. I got them all in my closet. Love that stuff. Yeah,
and they're not worth the paper they're printed on now in terms of the canons all changed, but
not anymore. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see how it pans out. Like I said, I'm just a little worried about it. Nothing too much, and it's not Forlom himself. It just itself. It just reminded me of, oh, there's another recognizable name. Now, just out of curiosity, before we carry on, do you wonder if by chance they're pulling an IG-11, IG-88 here? Could this be Forlom like? And not be Forlom? I don't know.
I kind of don't see the point of going to that well twice.
Okay.
Within two recent shows, that's like you've done that already, so why do that? It doesn't make any sense to do it.
It doesn't, but I never know.
Kind of the idea they went with kind of worked with IG-88 and then IG-11, and then rumours wise, as we talked about last week, that IG-11 might be coming back as some sort of vehicle for Grogu potentially, in Mando season 3 we've heard. So I think it's a different situation, and it's not as if it is Forlom, we know his fate won't be decided within Obi-Wan Kenobi in any way, because he needs to still be around for all the comic books he's in later on, and then obviously Empire Strikes Back as well. Whether he could show up as a character though in future seasons of something like Mando or Boba Fett, a future season of Boba Fett again or something like that, that's possible, because being a droid, there's no aging issues there, And even then, Cad Bane showed up, Prince Bry still in the book of Boba Fett. So there's absolutely no reason Forlom couldn't have still been going a few years after we last saw him in Empire Strikes Back. Essentially, that's all it is, maybe a few years at that point. So,
well, to carry on, but stay with Obi-Wan Kenobi for a moment. Grant Feely confirmed his Skywalker casting. Thank you.
Grant Feely confirmed he's playing Luke Skywalker. We kind of knew that anyway. It all made sense, but he came out on Instagram and said, I'm so excited to be playing this role and everything like that. I think it will be, I said this in my piece as well, covering it, I think it will be a small role, potentially a smaller role than the Leia role is, given that, as far as our understanding is, that Luke stays on Tatooine. He has to stay on Tatooine, and Obi-Wan leaves.
Better.
Obi-Wan leaves, so I don't see a massive amount of seeing this young Luke Skywalker on screen, but it's kind of cool that this young doodle will forever be the kind of face of Luke Skywalker at that age.
Young Skywalker.
Cool.
We haven't had a young Luke ever, right? Not in cartoon. Does he show up in Rebels in cartoon form?
No.
Then that in and of itself, even if this is a one time only, like the only time Kid Luke, which I've got this awful feeling it won't be, but if it is, you might see him in like Andor or something like that. I don't know, but
Luke,
they'd have to age him up. They'd have to age him up some. A young Luke. I'm saying, like, I don't think we're gonna see
of all the places that Andor could go to. I don't want them to go to Tatooine.
I don't know. Like I said,
that makes sense.
Maybe. No, I'm not saying it makes sense, but do we need to point out the sequel trilogy as far as Lucasfilms like track record on logic? No, I just I think it's I think it's like one of those cool things. I don't think we're gonna get another young Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, there's no reason to.
Yeah,
really,
he's got a cool little
we don't need to know.
accolade.
He's got
or
a pretty boring life, to be honest. I mean, he's
Yeah.
got a very interesting life. Look up till that point.
But the actor will forever have that, and that's kind of what I'm getting at. I don't think there will be any other young Lukes or anything. I mean, hell, there's including suit actors and Sebastian Shaw. There's 7-8 people that have played Vader between voices, suit actors. Shaw,
Anakin, the new people for this show as well,
Hayden,
outside of Hayden, that have to play him because Hayden's just not tall enough to play Vader in his suit, unfortunately. I
totally stayed on the freaking website part of OBS. Sorry about that. Anyways, not that big of a deal. Most people had already known it. THR got out there and did their whole where we are official thing. So yay! There's nothing really to say about it. We hope for just story's sake that the part is small. Nothing against the actor at all. Am I right, Cam? You hope you hope there's very little, right? Yeah, and that's just a service story, not people. But man, May 25th. I'm nervous about it. Man.
You're nervous about it.
I'm nervous about it. I hope it's good. Anyways, we got to take a quick word from our sponsors over at Grow Generation. If I can get the ad loaded up correctly. Here we go. Bye, guys. We'll talk to you on the other side.
Grow Generation, where the pros go to grow. Grow Generation is your one-stop shop for hydroponic grow supplies, product systems, and more. Grow Generation serves customers across the nation and carries a wide inventory of renowned cultivation brands. Go to www.growgeneration.com, where the pros go to grow.
Yeah, at the end we can. I can put my own fan touch on it. So anyways, we're back, Cam. Thank you guys for sponsoring the episode, Grow Generation. Next story is where am I at? Oh, great Scott.
I think we're going to quick, Scott.
Indeed.
Marty, we gotta get back and save these kids, Marty. Anyway,
something's gotta be done about your kids.
I know.
I love that line. What are we like? Do we become assholes or something? Such a great. God, the Back to the Future trilogy, second best trilogy out there.
I don't know if I would agree with that. I don't wish.
What, you putting Rings? Rings is the second best trilogy ever.
I don't know. There's been some good trilogies, but I think the Back to the Future films, the first one is absolutely amazing. The other two, they're good, but they don't quite live up to that original. Anyway,
related. Chris Lloyd.
It's because we've been told that Christopher Lloyd is going to be, as far as we know, a guest kind of starring appearance in The Mandalorian Season 3. So Christopher Lloyd is becoming a part of the Star Wars universe, which is cool, in my opinion. We've had what's his name, Danny Trejo, recently.
Danny Trejo.
We've had Carl
They should have used more.
And now potentially getting Christopher Lloyd as well, and that's pretty good. And THR's reporting this, so normally I would say that pretty much solidifies it's been bang on. But then last week we were discussing a story from THR which was then debunked by a Lucasfilm. So who knows? But
who knows?
I think we know that
their track record's still good enough.
It's pretty good.
It's still good enough,
as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
So ideas, Cam. What do you think? Guest starring in nature. I have the most whacked out theory you can imagine.
Okay, I mean, sure. I'm interested to hear this just for the shits and giggles of it.
He's a deformed Palpatine / Snoke clone. Most insane idea I could come up with. No, honestly, I do see him being involved with. I think he's involved with that side of things, though.
What if he's just a
stuff.
crazy scientist that's cloning people?
That's very, very likely him being kind of there, or even the voice.
We've got a clone.
Right, or even as the voice of a droid in a sciencey
it could be
facility.
Something like that, like his voice just in something, you know, and he's maybe not there in live. Right? But I kind of get the feeling the way they're describing it is it's not a voice, that it's an appearance, and he's been in a few things recently, but. What you've got to say is, Jesus, man, this guy is 83 years old, man.
And he shows it. Old. He shows it. And that's not knocking him for it.
I know,
for it.
Yeah. Did you see that appearance where like him and Michael J. Fox, they appeared in something and they did this? It was a few years ago now, so he was probably in his 70s then. Mm-hmm. And it was like time, and I know they both have, you know, one way aging and one way, obviously, illness. They have some issues, but it was cool. But you know, the timing was just didn't quite there, and I kind of wondered at that point whether he had retired. But I guess it was a bit more of a off the cuff thing. You had to remember a lot in one go, whereas in a movie you can learn the script a bit better, go through more takes. And he has appeared in a few things recently, and been pretty decent in them as well. So, you know, on that respect, I think we just have to wait and see. He was okay in Nobody. I don't know if you saw that.
I didn't get to see that one yet.
It's a pretty decent film.
Saw some clip where he's playing like a grandpa, real cantankerous old fart grandpa, yelling from the armchair at the daughter and a grandkid, and it was funny. I can't remember what it was I saw, but it looked like it looked like it was film, you know, like a cinematic style look to it. It wasn't like an internet video, but anyways, I can't remember. No, like I said, the most ridiculous thing I could think of would be for him to be some failed clone, but in full seriousness, I just as tongue in cheek would have made him in whatever sciencey facility I could have. We know the Mandalorian has touched the sciencey cloning stuff, and it might follow through with that more. But now that he's got Grogu and what's his name got the DNA from, or the blood or whatever he needed from Grogu already.
Yeah, but
it's possible they.
In custody, as far as we know.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
We know he's coming back because we know Vegeto's in Mando season 3, so you know there's lots more to come on that.
But the clone stuff and the Force stuff we might see go more over with Ahsoka and the alleged stuff dealing with Thrawn and whatnot. Maybe I don't know, but I could see him being sciencey in this, just to be tongue in cheek. Why not? Some old Jedi. I saw some people theorizing that it could be Jor Seaboth or Cbioth Cbioth, whatever, the fucking heir to the Empire, crazy Jedi. And like he's way too old, way too old to do that. I could see him being some potential old Jedi out in the middle of nowhere that they stumble upon. I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities, and hopefully it looks good on film or on camera, we should say.
Yeah.
Hopefully it looks good and sounds good. So next,
talking about Ahsoka, I should say that and I heard that filming has actually begun on that show in the last kind of week or so. So apparently the film has been in kind of the pre-photography set-up stage for the kind of last months, and cameras have been rolling for about for the last little while. As far as we've heard, nothing with any of the lead actors yet or anything. I don't think any of them have showed up to set. And you know how these things work. They do a lot of early pick-up stuff that they get in the can first before the the big stars have to turn up, because when they're there, you want to shoot the scenes with them, get them done, and get them away again.
They're expensive.
They've got they've got other jobs to go and do because they're planned out calendars, etc., etc., etc. So as far as we know, there's definitely been some stuff going on. So we should maybe expect that to start ramping up a little bit soon once they kind of get the lead actors. And so we might start to hear some rumblings about that one, which will be interesting.
Yeah, and I that one's going to be really interesting to watch, because it's I don't want to say too much, but I hope that there remains a lot of mystery with that show. If there's anything that scares me in Star Wars more than anything in this world, it's this show, because of 3 words: world between worlds. That scares it scares the living hell out of me. Yeah, we know Christensen's been tagged for that, according to interweb stuff.
Yeah, it seems pretty solid that Hayden is in Ahsoka. Yep.
We know that world between worlds kind of look is in the fucking logo.
Yeah.
We know that we know that people have mentioned, people involved with Mandalorian have mentioned where you see Ahsoka at the end of her time in Rebels. You're not quite really sure when / where you're seeing her from. It scares me, Cam, because you're looking at the potential to legitimately not just the canons, whatever it needs to be, guys, to 100% rewrite it, and that.
I don't like the idea of time travel. It just comes down as simple as this. I don't like the idea of time travel in Star Wars. I think in Star Trek it's always been a thing. Even at the moment in Star Trek, it's always about time travel at the moment in Star Trek, and it's like, do something
Discovery,
else.
Picard, the Kelvin timeline, which is getting another film.
It's always going back. This brand new season of Picard, the first thing, let's go back in time. They should get Christopher Lloyd on that. Although I know Christopher Lloyd's been in Star Trek, he played a Klingon in Star Trek the first book, but you get what I'm saying. DeLoreans go back in time, etc. But I don't like the idea of it in Star Wars. I know it's a science fiction staple, but I think when you've always agreed with me in this, that Star Wars is more sci-fi fantasy than it is
science fantasy. I've always called it that.
Sci-fi, where you get technical and you want to understand the technology or the physics that have been dreamed up by the writer to make all this possible. You don't care about that in Star Wars. It's about good guys and bad guys, and Western samurai sort of feel all set out in a fantasy environment that's actually, sci-fi in nature in terms of, instead of countries, you've got planets. That's really all it is. Instead of bows and arrows, you've got blasters, and instead of magical swords, you've got lightsabers, but you still have wizards and, prophecies.
And the idea of the permanence of actions in Star Wars always helped carry weight. Time travel plays with weight. It plays with sacrifices. It plays with the narrative in a way that if you haven't just fully embraced time travel to begin with, it can really undo things. So yeah, man. If I'm scared of anything, I'm scared of that. It could get to where it's like, nah, man, I got Rogue One, 4, 5, and 6. Mando season 1 and 2.
I'm still excited to see where it goes, and I
hope it's good. I will give 100%, because I like Dawson as the character. I like what Filoni and Favreau have done. I'm always hope. There's always hope.
That although you've not watched it, I've watched Rebels, and I still don't like the world within worlds and Rebels either. I like Rebels other than that aspect of things. Whenever that came into play, I was just a bit like, no.
No.
Yeah.
Oh man. Anyways, I guess to wrap things up, something I kind of stayed out of because I had thought that back when Rogue Squadron was first announced in 2019, the Disney Plus investors call, or maybe it was 2020. Anyways, it was one of those two when they announced it.
In 19, because 2020 was COVID, wasn't it? So
yeah, so it had to been 19 when they were announcing all the stuff coming to like Disney Plus, right?
I think so.
Yeah, something like that. Anyways, guys, or maybe 18.
No,
could it have been 18?
No.
No. Okay. Anyway, so 19 or 20 when the damn Rogue Squadron was announced. For those of you that don't know, I am a die-hard Rogue Squadron fan. I've read the books multiple times. I'm a big fan of Mike Stackpole, his BattleTech novels, the Rogue Squadron books, of course, things in the new Jedi Order, doing Dark Tide duology. I think it was Dark Tide. There was a couple of duo books in there. And my personal favorite Star Wars book, I, Jedi. So I've had the unfortunate happening to break news to Stackpole twice about Rogue Squadron stuff, republishing movie things like that, because Disney and company don't really talk to a lot of the writers very much. And I'd had some conversations, and I'd mentioned this on the Cantina before. He had said really early on, like right after it's been announced, Patty Jenkins did talk to him, but it wasn't like advice type stuff, general talk about Rogue Squadron, Star Wars. He always mentioned this whenever asked. I don't think it was a secret. And he's always told me, and I've always relayed out loud, that he's not being consulted. He's not been brought on for consulting. He hasn't been approached for anything about story. And again, past episodes of Cantina, maybe even Daily Coggeller Mornings, this has been mentioned. Well, Richmond Comic-Con happened this past weekend, and we get someone saying from Mike Stackpole that he had spoken to Patty Jenkins, kind of making it seem like they had talked about the film, about work on the film and things like that. That wasn't the case. It never was. Like I said, I talked about that. A podcast, a YouTube show, what is it called? Around the Galaxy, podcast, Around the Galaxy cast. Pete Fletcher had Mike Stackpole on, talked to him about it, and please go, of course, check out the video. You guys can see it on your screen right now, but go listen to it, the whole episode, not just this segment. They talk a lot. He's like, look, yeah, she came and talked to me. She's great about name dropping me and stuff like that. That's awesome. But I'm not involved. They're not contacting me about story and whatnot. So it goes to show you how important it is to make sure you're clear here on the internet, and not just clear inside the articles. It's really important to be clear in headlines, because hell, most of you guys, gun to your head, be honest, do you read all through the articles, or is it like the headline and maybe the first paragraphs? So I mentioned in Twitter, which you guys can see on your screen. Hopefully I've zoomed in enough with it. That Mike's a great dude. I've been lucky to get him some info on Rogue stuff. Crazy how little Disney or any studio from what I gather communicates with writers that they borrow from in big franchises. Seems par for course. Still bad form. Mr. Stackpole comes in and says their reasoning is simply this. Films are a different medium, and I am not known for writing screenplays. Few of us writers are. Straczynski does, especially at the level they demand. There's a lot of money on the line. I don't fault them at all, as that's the way the smart money bets. 100%, Cam, right?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. But I've always been one for that. Shouldn't you guys be like, knock, knock, ring, ring. Hey, Mr. Stackpole, we're just want to let you know we're gonna be republishing Rogue Squadron in trade paperback form. You might want to call your publicist and crew and get some signings set up. Like that type of thing. I think they still owe writers, artists, and things like that. So I made a bit of a comment similar to that. You guys could go check out the thread. All good stuff. But basically, Rogue Squadron's going to be a wholly independent project and independent of the original source material. You could look for inspiration more. These days, now more than ever, I would expect some Rogue Squadron game and book Easter eggs in it. Names of ships, commanders, names of planets, things like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's going to be different, and that's fine. And do I hope that they call Mike if they have any questions? Yeah. Do I hope he gets an invite to the premiere? Yeah, that's the type of like good form Disney and Lucasfilm and Marvel, for that matter, with their writers and artists should and can show. And I think would even go far in a lot of these. And I'm not speaking for any writer in particular, definitely not for Mike Stackpole, but I would feel that something like that, if I'm a writer and they make a movie based on something I helped with, getting an invite to that premiere seems like a good way to, if you're not paying them as well, like Disney does have issues with pay, according to a lot of writers and artists, at least that puts that writer or artist back in the limelight. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You put them on the red carpet, puts their name back up, connects people to the source material. Both sides win. So that's always my thing with that. When it comes to communication, I think companies could do better, but Mike's not that involved in Rogue Squadron, guys.
I don't even know what's happening with it. You know, at the moment, we don't know when it's going to film or anything like that. So
nope. And
to find out.
So that's all I got today, Cam. You got any?
Yeah,
any
no,
other...
that's it. Nothing, not a lot of news this week other than what we've already spoke about.
We got Moon Knight next week. That'll be fun over on Marvel Multiverse Mayhem. Our last movie night for a bit because of scheduling issues should be up this weekend. Those things that I'm talking about, guys, are podcasts available on the GenreVerse podcast network. Wherever you get your podcasts from, Google, Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud. Great shows like Animeversal Reviews. We're doing Speakoe Bisco. That has one episode left next week, and then we'll be getting into Spy Family or Spy X Family. I never know which anime is going to pronounce the fucking X in their titles. But Spy Family looks amazing. We'll be covering that starting the week of April 9th. Ranking the GenreVerse anew, kind of like every other week, doing exactly what it says. Breaking Geek Radio, the podcast, lots of movie reviews and things like that. The Cantina, I mentioned Marvel, Daily Cog might be coming back, and all of that's available on our YouTube channel. Please hit the red subscribe button. Help us grow. Share us with some friends and family. I do all those podcasts go up on here. I do trailer reactions and scene reactions and all sorts of fun little things go up there. The ranking, the GenreVerse podcast, goes to full video with clips and stuff. So give that a look, and of course all of that's found right here, lrmonline.com, along with access to LRM's YouTube channel for all the celebrity interviews, articles on regular news stuff, opinion pieces, comic books, you name it, we're covering it. Cam, you say something.
We'll be back with the Cantina guest next Friday. We will be come May 25th, which is still a few weeks away. We will be doing reviews, so we will switch to Cantina Reviews, which will probably drop on a Thursday, just because, the show comes out on a Wednesday, so it just makes more sense for us to watch it, get together, discuss it, and get the show out there for a Thursday. So, but yeah, we'll let you know about that, but that'll be, 26th then, May kind of 26th that we'll probably get to that. So we're not quite there yet. We've still got the whole April to go yet before we get there. And other than that, just contact us, let us know if there's anything you want us to change, anything you want to see us put in, whether it's the shows or whether it's the written content. Just reach out to us on Twitter, or you can email us and let us know. All our details are on the website, lrmonline.com, and if anyone's interested in getting involved in doing some writing, but things you're interested in, please let us know as well.
Yep, you can find the email information or just write Michael, Michael at lrmonline.com. Mike Shockey handles that admin side of things, guys. May the force be with you.